right up in this area, I'm thinking about having like a lumber yard, transfer yard, where lumber is transferred from rail to storage, and then from storage onto trucks. I'll have, of course, that'll be a concrete drive area and a turnaround up in here for the trucks to turn around. And the road will go up through this area. And I'm not sure if I want to have an underpass kind of thing, or I do have a couple of bridges and cut that out and add bridges in there. I'm still not sure how I want to do that yet. Bridges would be neat. I don't have any bridges on the layout, so that's kind of an excuse to put bridges, I guess, for the road. And this will be the siding for that area. The pill bottle represents I'll have an old switch tower here. And in between the rails in this area, in the white area, I'll put a coaling tower and a water source possibly in there too as well. There's enough room. This forward track will be for the passengers to load in, and the excursion train will run down there and park. The engine will park in this area over here, kind of an exhibition area also. I'll have sidewalk and other little knicky-knack bric-a-brac stuff around it so that it can be on display there for the public to see. But then it's also an excursion train, and when it comes back into the station before it pulls in, it stops and offloads passengers on this rail, and then it backs in and it's done for its excursion date. Now also on this is also a main line. It goes down around and then to that switch that's about underneath that tent right there. And this will be the loading tower. I'll have like a big pile of rock here that is, the conveyor is fed from underground and goes over to here and then loads into the hoppers there, so I don't have to have any more conveyors than I already have to build over in the cement plant area. I'm trying to minimize duplicates on this layout, so I won't have any grain silos or anything like that. All my silos are in the cement plant. And then down below that, in this area here, I'll have the like a crusher plant, and with a conveyor that'll lead off into imaginary distance over there. But down below is where I'll have the rope shovel, electric rope shovel, the P&H 4100. And then down below there also, in this area, I'll have the dump site, and then from there there'll have to be a conveyor. I'll kind of run part of that underground as well, like it's custom cut. This will all be customized rock quarry area. That'll be the aspect of that is to give, this is the raw materials to make the cement with, but it also offloads or outloads some of its gravel. I'm not sure yet, probably like for fertilizer, where they take it to another facility and process it and crush it even finer for fields or whatever type of fertilizer. Okay guys, here's the my lower yard area. I have a conglomeration of turnouts here. The top one there leads to this is yard bypass slash staging. On this line, eventually, when I get more engines and everything involved into the layout. This will be the consist turnaround area. They'll come in here and park, and then the engines will do a run around and come around to the other end and hook back up and take back off again. But anyway, these turnouts here, there's 3 of them that are, one of them's, the inside one there is 100 inches long, and then it's 96, and what's that one? 95. Looks like 95 and 92 inches long, those 3. This one's 72 inches long. This is the bypass for the upper yard. It's got an elevation change there, and this siding goes down. That one is going to be a maintenance away siding, and this run around here comes up to this turnout before the yard, and it can run around here to where the yard entrance is, and then come back around and hook back up here if you're doing a turnaround. This is the narrowest part right here. It'll still work, but like I said, this outside track here is 100 inches long, so most generally those cars are going to be parked up here, well out of the way of this bottleneck area. There's about a 2-inch bottleneck area on that turn, but c'est la vie. All right, now the yard lead is also the yard entrance, and it's about 4 feet up to that tunnel. I've raised this whole lower yard by 3/4 of an inch, so that means I had to raise this up because I already had it set down lower. Reason being is I didn't want such an abrupt backdrop back here. I didn't want a rock face. I want turf in the backdrop area. Now here, I'm probably going to have to get some retaining wall. I was looking, I think it was Peter was using some chooch retaining wall and brick stuff that I think I'll put back in there. And also over on that other side there where those turnouts, or that conglomeration turnouts is at. As you can see on the main line there, there'll be a mountain deal there, so I'll have to come up with something back there to make it look appropriate. And coming down into the yard area here, here's this is another conglomeration of switches. Which this one here on the outside, that's the one that goes around the entire yard. That comes up here. A switch, and a couple more. But eventually what this leads up to is there are 5 40-inch plus staging tracks here. These 2 here will be for the engine house. They'll probably be about 30 inches long, 26, whatever. And then the yard lead area itself, or the ladder, comes around here and has a switch also, so that this is basically, there's a bypass in here as well, that you can bypass the yard. You can go all the way around the yard on this line here, and up and out on this one also. Now there's also another dead end siding here on this track. It goes around to here, and right here I'll have a loading dock type of deal, a small little one, and at the end a drive off dock on that. And up here I'll have a 2-stall engine house, and this will be the yard office. And I'll have POV vehicles and company vehicles parked around here as well. And the road access will come in through here and go around and then back down to where those re-railers are at. That'll be the road going off layout. And up here, the road will come from off layout here and go down and follow around. In this area here, I'll have more maintenance away stuff. I'll have like piles of ties and some lengths of rail around, and eventually get some mow vehicles, some maintenance away vehicles and such. Now this is the bottleneck of the road. This is 38 inches long to this. Most all my sidings that I've built can accept 36 inches of cars, so that means they're going to be 38 inches or longer. I did that because I want to run 72 inches or 6 feet of train, not counting the engine and caboose. So that's kind of how I designed this entire layout, is to run 6-foot trains, and then so you end up with under 82 inches, 80 inches is what I like to be at, 82 inches in total length. So that's the yard and basically the complete layout that I've got done so far. Got a lot of work to do, but I'm really happy the way that this has turned out now. It didn't take me too long to get all this together. I spent a lot more time pondering and making sure everything was set right than I actually did laying the track, but I'm kind of depressed about it in a way also, because that was fun laying all that stuff, getting everything figured out, and I think it turned out really nice though. And like I said, I'm kind of depressed that there's no more bench work to build, and now there's no more track to lay. It's just one big depression. But now there's lots more to do. Now I can start getting the scenery and working on this gravel quarry here. That's going to be a really neat aspect. I thought about that a couple of months back, and that kind of also prompted me to get this built here. It was on my mind, and I wasn't sure how it was going to go together, and it's turned out pretty good. I've seen that P&H shovel and end scale. Sure, they're $300 or $250 or whatever, but you can spend that on models itself, and different kits to put in this area. But which I think it just adds another aspect to my cement plant. It gives the full aspect of how cement is made, from quarry to the transportation out of the plant. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll be back with some more detail work next time.